One is Miller Industries. The ticker symbol is MLR. Now, this is a classic Buffett kind of stock. They make towing equipment, recovery equipment. You think, okay, what kind of business is that? It's actually a very strong niche business, and it's difficult to break into. So the Miller doesn't have a lot. They have about 40% market share. Guy named Bill Miller, same name as the Value Trust guy, but different Bill Miller. What he did is he bought up a lot of these highly segmented market, highly fractured market. He bought up all these smaller companies, and what he did is he standardized replacement parts across all of them. So that was able to lower his costs, giving him a very strong position in the market. The stock has gone up thousands of percent over the years. And here's the best thing about it. No one on Wall Street follows them. Not a single analyst on all of Wall Street follows them. I think it's a great company. It's MLR is the ticker symbol, and they pay a dividend. I think it's 18 cents per share, and the market cap is around $450 million.
I love stocks that analysts don't cover. We host a regular small cap event here at Benzinga where we have literally 60 small cap CEOs presenting 10 minutes back to back to back to back to back to back. And what I love about a lot of these names is that they don't get attention. They're too small for hedge funds to invest in. The banks don't cover them. And so it gives us retail investors some real opportunity to find alpha and discover stories that really aren't out there.
You hit my sweet spot because I love finding these companies. And what's happened is a couple things have happened the past few years. One is that the research department of the big banks have been cut back dramatically, so they don't follow a lot of these marginal names. Also, if you're a hobbyist and if you enjoy this, you can look at the 10Q, the 10K. I mean, they lay everything out. This is something a lot of investors never think of doing. Call up the company. I've got, I manage money, so I've gotten CFOs on the first call, and you could find out more than anybody knows. It doesn't take long, and you can be the most knowledgeable investor. And another thing that's interesting about not getting coverage, one of the reasons why they don't get coverage is because the companies haven't come out with a bond offering, they haven't done M&A, or they haven't been M&A themselves, so they don't get the coverage from the bank. So they're really positives. They haven't gone out and borrowed tons and tons of money from the bond market. So there are companies out there that, I believe Miller Industries paid off all their long-term debt. So they don't have a single penny of long-term debt. So they don't have to deal with an investment bank, so they're not going to get the coverage. So I'm a big fan of companies that have little to no analyst coverage.
Awesome. Eddy, can we get the other tickers as well?
Sure. A lot of them are more mainstream. So the 5 new companies are Abbott Labs, ABT, big company, Zoetis, cool company, was spun off by Pfizer a few years ago, and they make drugs for animals, or medicine for the animal. Huge growing market. It's not just pets, it's also livestock. They have a big international business. As someone described it, over the last 50 years, the dog has come from the backyard to inside the house, and now it sleeps inside the bed. And that's happening in America, and it's going to be happening all over the world. Great business. Another cool business.
And that's ZTS, correct? Is the ticker on Zoetis?
ZTS, that's correct.
ZTS, yep,
yeah.
Okay.
Another one is Heiko, HEI. And this is a perfect example of a company with a strong market niche. And what they do is they make replacement parts for the aircraft industry. So it's very expensive to have an airplane and keep it going. So if anything breaks down, you want to do everything to keep that plane afloat. So you can't go to the OEM to get, if some part breaks, it could be some obscure part. But Heiko will do it for you. They'll do sort of the knockoff part. Also, it's a tough business because there are a lot of very strict FAA regulations about these parts, and Heiko knows those backwards and forwards. So it has, the barriers for entry are quite high. It's an outstanding company. And it's not that small, but it doesn't have much analyst coverage. I only think maybe 3 or 4 analysts follow it. So I'm trying to remember Abbott Labs, Heiko, Zoetis, Thermo Fisher Scientific.
Is that TMO?
Probably the TMO. Very good. It was Thermo Fisher. It merged with, I think it was Boston Scientific a number of years ago. Basically, they make all the equipment for lab researchers, not just healthcare, but in other areas. It's a good example. The where you pay up front for the hardware, and then you're getting constant upgrades to all this, and it's spectrometers and everything under the sun. They really are an expert in that, and it's a great company. So I think those are I think I covered them all, the 5 new stocks.
Eddie just gave us his 5 new picks of the year. I'm going to rapid fire them once again for everybody out there. I'm going to go quick. It's Mike Lima Romeo, Alpha Bravo Tango, Zulu Tango Sandy, Hotel Echo India, and Tango Mike Oscar. Those are the 5 picks of the year.